Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and identities, and welcome back to another Doctor Who review. Today's Doctor Who review is none other than Black Orchid. Now, before we get into this, I would just like to apologise. These videos were supposed to have come out yesterday, but due to me getting distracted and deciding to spontaneously paint my bin black, which caused there to be a lot of paint fumes in the room, I delayed this view until today. Apologies for that, but other than that, I hope you've all been doing great. And let's get right into today's video. Black Orchid. What is Black Orchid about? The Doctor and his companions find themselves invited to a ballroom party at an old mansion. But after the Doctor begins to dive deeper into what's going on, he soon discovers a murder mystery, a bunch of unseen events, and a bunch of kind of smoke and mirrors that have been going on behind the scenes. But at first, the Doctor starts off being distracted by the fact that he has been invited to a cricket game. Something about this new incarnation of the Doctor just loves cricket. No matter where he goes, no matter what he does, if someone says to him, "Do you want to play cricket?" he jumps right in the saddle. Which you can't blame Peter Davison, because he was really good at cricket. After diving deeper into the mystery, the Fifth Doctor soon discovers that a child has been left upstairs. A child who was deformed and malformed due to some affair that went on in another country. This all seems to revolve around a black orchid as well. It all turns out that something to do with the flower has some resemblance to what's going on. However, the party guests have been trying to hide it due to the fact of all the drama and a lot of the polite society views on the matter. However, soon this all breaks out when the Doctor and his friends discover the young man who has been locked upstairs forever. They try to convince him to come down and to stop being barbaric, but of course the son has rebelled against the family and decides to set the place alight. Sadly, the Doctor doesn't manage to save the young boy, but does manage to indeed save his companions. At the end of this story, he's frustrated with the fact that he couldn't help anymore, and he wishes that the outcome didn't happen the way it did. However, the Doctor explains to his companions later, due to the views of the people at the time, it is unlikely that they would have ever been able to go any further than they did. So, Black Orchid, what was my thoughts on this story? It's a very solid story with a very kind of Agatha Christie vibe to it. I really like the way it comes across and the way that the dynamic between the Doctor and his companions is. I also like the addressing of Adric having feelings for Nyssa, and then both getting into a bit of a tantrum in this story about whether this is the right time and place to discuss it. The relationship between Tegan, Nyssa, and Adric has really grown in this series since Logopolis, and I feel like that is what's the strong point of the opening to the Fifth Doctor's era. However, do I think this is the best Fifth Doctor story? Sadly not. I do feel like there's a couple loopholes and it does stretch out for a while, but I definitely would give it at least a solid 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next Doctor Who review. Until then, stay beautiful and have an incredible night, you beautiful people.